Hello, everyone. Today we're going over section 6.6, circles. In this video, we will go over problem number 4. Find the standard form of the equation of the circle with endpoints of a diameter at 1, 4 and -3, 2. What do I do here? They're not telling me the center. They're not telling me the radius. How am I going to find the equation in standard form? Remember, the equation is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. So I need some way to find the center and some way to find the radius. What should I do? Let's draw a picture so we can think about it a little bit. If I have 1, 4 and -3, 2, this is the diameter of my circle. The diameter goes right through the middle. That middle of the diameter is the center point. If I have a segment and I want the point right in the middle, that's called the midpoint. So we're going to use the midpoint formula to find the center. Awesome. What else do I need? If we draw our circle, the diameter cuts right through the middle. So the middle of that will be the center. And then what else do we know? Well, we need to find the radius. What do we know about the radius? It's half the distance of the diameter. We need the distance formula. So we'll use the distance formula to find the diameter, and then we'll divide that by 2 because that piece would be the radius. So when you see a problem like this that gives you 2 endpoints of a diameter, you know you need the midpoint formula to find the center. Then you need the distance formula to find the length of the diameter. Don't forget, divide that by 2 to find the radius. Let's do it. All right, first of all, the midpoint. So I take 1, 4 and -3, 2. How do I find the point right in the middle? That's the average. So remember, the midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 over 2. You just add the x's, divide by 2. You're finding the average. And then y1 plus y2 over 2. It is a point. It is an ordered pair, an x value and a y value. And you're just taking the average. What's right in between those 2 points? Okay, let's do it. So x1 plus x2, so plus a -3 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So what is our midpoint? So 1 minus 3 is -2 over 2, so that would give you a -1. 4 plus 2 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So now I know the middle point of the diameter, aka the center of the circle, is -1, 3. Now, how can I find the radius? So now I need the distance formula. Remember, the distance formula comes from the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we don't want c squared, we want just c, the distance. So you take the square root, and it's a squared plus b squared. All right, equals c squared, but then we take the square root to find just c, and that's the distance. Now, how do I find a? How do I find the length? You subtract. So remember, this is x2 minus x1 and y2 minus y1. How do I find the distance? I subtract those 2 points. So let's do it. I need the distance will be the diameter, and that would be the square root of -3 minus 1 squared plus, and then you subtract the y's, 2 minus 4 squared. Okay, so then this would be -4 squared, so that would be 16. And this would be -2 squared, so that would be 4. So 16 plus 4 equals the square root of 20. Now, 20 is 5 times 4, and the square root of 4 is 2. So this simplifies to 2 root 5. Remember, you take out the perfect squares, so the square root of 4 is 2. 2 root 5. Now, is that our radius? No. Remember, the radius is divide the diameter by 2. Since you're multiplying, there's no adding or subtracting in the numerator, then you can divide. And you get that the radius is just root 5. Now, can I find the equation of the circle? Remember, the equation is right here, so let's fill it in. X minus a negative 1 quantity squared plus y minus 3 quantity squared equals r squared. So this is the radius, but we want r squared. So we square root 5 to just get 5. And that is the equation of your circle. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget the midpoint formula and the distance formula. Don't forget to divide that diameter by 2 to get the radius. And you've got this. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.